Good evening, survivors, and welcome to episode 23. This one is a little unusual as I didn't record any voiceover when I was doing it. I've explained why in the description, but as you may have noticed, it actually starts on day 22 at 10 PM, so it's actually from the previous day. I just had to record things a little bit weird, so it's ended up like this. There's going to be a lot of building, a lot of inventory sorting. I will cut out the bits that you don't need to see and talk over the bits that you may enjoy watching. So I think the thrust of it is I decided to do a lot of base upgrading over the day 22 and day 23 just to get it out of the way so it wasn't dragging on forever. So hopefully you'll enjoy watching that and we'll see how it goes. Of course, the other reason I decided to do it this way as well was I was still really struggling with a sore throat from the infection that I had on Horde night. I think it hit me. I managed day 22, but by the evening of day 22 I was really struggling, so I just stopped and I just filmed an entire day's worth of building and upgrading. So that's why I'm doing that. As you can probably tell, I'm still a little croaky. I'm hoping it will clear up very soon. So this recording is going to be still a little subdued. One of the reasons for that is I'm trying to not put too much pressure on my throat, I'm trying to let it recover a bit. But also it's quite late at night and the kids are all asleep upstairs, so I'm trying not to be too loud. As you could see a minute ago, I put some extra torches in downstairs on my first floor just to illuminate the room for the time being until I get my generators up and rocking and get some actual lights, some electric lights in there. Obviously I don't like using torches particularly because of the summoning effect they have on screamers and other nighttime beasties. The next thing to do was to upgrade, build a load of building blocks and place them on my roof and upgrade all the wooden areas that need it, leaving, as you can see, a 3x3 block in the middle area, which is where my farm plots will all go, much like those two are already there. I will leave them as just building blocks for the time being, with that sort of OSB industrial chipboard style finish, just so I've got something to walk on and so it keeps the rain out of the first floor. Eventually I will take all those out and replace them with the farm plots. And just one last thing to do, that is to empty the dew collector and move it into its new position, just in time for the dawn. So after a huge section of just sorting out my cupboards, my inventory, and moving things about to where I needed them to be, this forge was finally empty and I was able to pick it up and move it against the back wall in line with my other forge, and eventually there will be a third forge in there as well. The reason why will become apparent at a later time. Both of these forges are equipped with advanced bellows and anvils, but I've not got the money or the skill books to make crucibles yet, so forged steel will have to wait a while. Doing my part to help out the environment. I did mention I was going to replant some trees on the approach to the lake. I don't want them too tall because I don't want them getting in the way of my view from the first floor, from my kitchen or living area. But this area was starting to look a little bare, so I did a little tree planting. And now the same on the south side towards the burnt forest. I realise I've harvested a lot of burnt trees from down here, so you know, a little bit of rewilding, a little bit of tree planting to help the environment, and also so a little bit of sustainable tree growth. I'll be able to come back here for wood in the future. But I like to try and replace the burnt dead trees that I've cut down with nice living fresh ones. So just a little quick jolly back up to base, check on my forge, see what the progress is like. And then it's back down through the hatch to get these columns repaired after Horde night. I think it can be a bit frustrating, especially with the later Hordes. That's the only thing about this base layout. It does need a lot of maintenance and a lot of repair once it's been hoarded. But you know, this is what you have to do, isn't it? Just clearing out some extra space in the basement, get some more stone. The good thing about this base, oh hello, oh yeah, I forgot about this woman. Yeah, the good thing about this, the way I do this base, and one of the reasons it works really well, is mining out the area in the basement that I use for purposes which you'll find out later. Provides a hell of a lot of stone actually, which is really good for making all the cobblestone that I need. I've already got a ton of clay, an absolute ton of clay. So being able to get stone just from the basement area, and because the land claim block is in the basement, it gives me a good amount of area underground where they can't spawn, so that works quite nicely. I will tell you one thing, I'll have my generators in the basement, and then I'll use relays to bring my power up into my main base area, mainly so I don't have the noise of the generators in the base. Eventually, once I can get them, I'll have solar panels on the roof, but they're not cheap. It's cheap enough to get the banks, but the actual decent quality solar panels are pretty expensive, so that will be done sooner or later. Another issue is lighting at the moment, because I've not got the helmet light mod and I've not set my generators up yet. I'm not going to bother setting my generators up until the basement is mined out to the full width. I don't go much deeper than it is now. I think only possibly where the land claim block is at the moment, or maybe one layer deeper. I'll have to see where it works out to once I've finished doing that sloped ceiling. The reason I do a sloped ceiling is it feels stronger to me than doing just a square one, and it looks way cooler, and it also fits perfectly in line with another part of the design, which will probably be another week or two away. So yeah, just filling these blocks out on the sloped ceiling. You'll have to forgive me again, you can hear my throat is still quite raw, so I'm still struggling with that, so I'm having sips of tea in between commentating. Those corner blocks are a bit of a pain because they're you have to get them at the right angle using advanced. They don't work right just placing them on the surface. But obviously once you've got the two rows in there, you can just copy the block shape and rotation. I like that they've added a function on the radial menu that does both at the same time, so you can highlight an existing block. And before, I believe in A21 as well, you had to copy the block and then copy the rotation. And now they've added a combined button that does both at once, which is really useful when you have awkward sort of shaped blocks like I do in my base. So yeah, now I've got the cobblestone. It's a matter of upgrading the columns I've replaced, repairing any bits of obvious damage, mainly on the columns. I'm not too fussed about the floor, but I do like to keep the columns at absolutely at 100%. Just in time, ready for any other mini hordes that go wandering by, or the actual next full horde night. So that's that done. What are we on to next? Oh yeah, just repairing my iron ladder. That's it. So now I tend to set cobblestone crafting in the workbench. It's handy just to leave it running in the background without it taking up your in-menu build. So once again, I'm just upgrading those lines in between where the column supports are. Again, I've still not checked whether it actually makes any difference structurally to do it that way around, rather than just upgrading the whole thing in one go. But from an engineering perspective, in real world, in a real life situation, it makes sense to me to to upgrade all the bits that connect first, and then upgrade the in-between bits afterwards, so to speak. Again, with a lot of these bits of the areas that I've got building blocks in, some of those will eventually be replaced with farm plots, like I've already done with the two where I'd got enough materials to make 18 farm plots. Some of them will be replaced with wood and eventually cobblestone and upgraded fully. I'm just doing the outer perimeter now so that I can build my safety wall on top of it, so I don't need to worry about building scaffolding around the outside to upgrade that block, because that block won't be accessible from here once I've put my wall in place, unless I change my wall design, but I don't really want to do that. I like the way I've traditionally done it, which will be done soon. So yeah, there you can see I've upgraded the north and south square panels, but left the east and west ones with the unupgraded building blocks in, so I can remove them and replace them with farm plots, and have basically 10 patches of 3x3 farm plots, 5 on the east side, 5 on the west side. Back into the basement, I'm just going to move this one layer down so I'm not too high up, and then it's clearing some more stone out, basically just making the basement a little bit bigger. I've realised the last couple of videos I haven't actually gone off and done anything, although my base building videos seem to be more popular than anything, so I Oh yes, I had a random screamer appear. Fortunately, she got stuck in my iron spikes and took one headshot to finish. Yeah, my base building videos seem to have done better than anything else so far, so maybe that'll be a focus, I don't know. I'm just doing this for the fun of it at the moment. I love this base design, and I've always wanted to get it up on YouTube, so that's the plan basically, yeah. Get this basement expanded out where it needs to be. But that is more or less that for this video. The next video, day 24, I am going to be focusing primarily on questing. I want to get a few infested clears done. Try and unlock tier 3 if I can. Let's make things a little more challenging. Have some fun with some zombies. I don't think I've done anything since the Horde night actually. Days 22 and 23 have been entirely base building and upgrading. Oh yeah, just a last bit of paint. Apply some paint to my cupboards and get a bit of a better design. Once the floors and the walls have all been upgraded, probably to concrete, I will paint them all. I might even do the floors before then, just because I like different floor surfaces in the different room areas, just to delineate a difference, basically, in between the different areas. Once again, how many times can I say different in the space of 1 minute? Never mind. As soon as I've got my generators in place, I'll be getting some proper lighting in here, and as soon as I can get motion sensors, I will set one up in each room so that each room is individually lit as I walk into it, and then it stays on for 30 seconds or whatever and then goes off when I walk out, because I just like doing it like that. Did I do some more? Oh yes, I did do some more digging here. Take it out another layer. That's good. Yeah, get in there now with the basement. I will be doing more of my crafting in the night time, but that's about it for this one. So if you have enjoyed what you've seen, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on bell notifications. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.